All right, welcome back to a soccer football analysis, post-match analysis. You love them. Haha, this one doesn't have an intro. And I will also be covering the previous game today. That was Finland versus Denmark. I didn't actually realize they were continuing the game. I wasn't expecting them to after what happened. First of all, I have to say all my thoughts and prayers are with the people at the stadium, with Christian Eriksen, his friends, his family. It's an awful thing to happen. And I myself used to work with an ambulance, and these things are some awful things to experience. So I want to say, like, condolences to everyone who was involved. I think it was completely wrong to continue the match on the same day. It was, I don't know whose decision that was, whether it was the players, the coaches, Uefa's. It should not have happened. I think the players were traumatized. They were in shock. They were not able to perform at their fullest or their best. And that is all I'm going to say about that game. It went off 1-0. It ended 1-0 for Finland, and that's all I'm going to say about that game. Now let's move on with Belgium. I mean, that's kind of a dark note to move on from, but let's move on to Belgium versus Russia. We got Belgium, obviously the favorites, currently ranked number 1 in the FIFA World Rankings. No idea how that ranking actually works, by the way. But yeah, they are currently the best team in the world. Obviously, big old quotation marks for that one. But yeah, I mean, heavy favorites. They're probably going to steamroll it, even though Russia is quite a decent team. And they are playing in St. Petersburg. So yeah, there might be an upset, but I'm not really expecting one to be there. So let's see what I say about the first half. First half, complete slaughter. I mean, yeah, Belgium completely controlling the game, creating the most chances. Carrasco running havoc on the left side of the field. Like, the skills for a player of his size and his build to be able to keep the ball so tight to his feet is very fascinating to me. Lukaku doing Lukaku things, ready at the right moment, the right time to finish the chance that's given to him on a plate, and then he just puts it in. I would say the second goal was very bad defending from Russia. Both players go up for a header and then both miss, so the goalkeeper sees the ball too late, so he can't really properly parry the ball, so he parries it right to the feet of Meunier. And that's quite literally the first half. I think this game's pretty much already wrapped up. There's not much I will be able to talk about in the second half. Belgium is just way too dominant. They're creating the possession. They're doing something with the ball. They have the individual class to outrun, outplay all of, like, 2 to 3 Russian players at once, and that will give them space to create passing plays, and all of that without De Bruyne and Hazard. So big threat right now, Belgium, in this tournament. I would say from the 2 teams that I saw so far in these last 2 days, I would say Italy and Belgium looking the strongest. Obviously, 2 favorites looking the strongest. Who would have thought? But yeah, looking like a Belgium sweep here. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the first half. Second half, maybe there's going to be a surprise. Probably not. It's going to probably be 1 or 2 more goals from Belgium. I can see them conceding a goal. Russia just hasn't been threatening their attacks unless it's set pieces. I think this is something that national teams really, where in national teams or national tournaments, it really shines how good you prepare for set pieces. Russia look really threatening off set pieces, and they almost actually scored off of one, but if they're not going to produce anything from open play, the only way they probably will score is set pieces, and Belgium will keep controlling the game, keep controlling possession, and create more and more chances as the second half goes. And yeah, that's pretty much first half done. Let's see what happens in the second half. All right, we're at full time. Belgium wins 3-0. Second half, I mean, apart from the goal, literally nothing happened. Like, there's not much to talk about. The Belgium were just kind of playing it safe. Russia wasn't really creating much chances. And that's really all there was to it. There was not much to talk about. Belgium wasn't trying too much. They just found that one chance and they scored it in like the 80th or something minute. And that's pretty much all there was to this game. This game was really, really boring. in the second half. First half was obviously good because, Belgium was playing very well and they did make stuff happen, which is quite important. And yeah, that's all there is to it with this game. I would say man of the match. Well, okay, let's look at it. Let's say more about this. Actually, let's talk about like Belgium. The thing was, Belgium was never threatened by Russia in any way, which is why they never really needed to sort of step up or change gears, because Russia just wasn't threatening. That's all there is to it, realistically. Like, I mean, Russia, I think they are most dangerous from set pieces. And I guess if they're not playing against a team like Belgium, it is going to be a bit more close for them. But playing against Belgium, the best team in the world, is going to be a tough one for every team, I think. But yeah, it just like, there wasn't really much tactically that you can talk about. Belgium just kind of like played it out very safe and very nonchalantly. There was nothing sort of fancy in the second half that I could really say. The thing is, though, that Belgium, they play with two wingers, right? They play with a left mid and a left wing. So it's a very offensive formation, and it's very sort of combo passes. You're looking for those 1-2s all over the pitch to create space out of nothing, and then you have that striker in your in the box that just finds these situations and finds the positioning for him to be able to put the ball into the net, which is quite big for any team realistically. Like, Lukaku is undoubtedly a world-class striker, and if you have a lot of support for him, he's going to deliver 100%. Already scoring 2 goals in this World Cup, in this European Championship that's pretty good already. Like, he's putting himself in a position where he can be top scorer quite easily already. So gonna look forward to see what Belgium does with him. But if they're gonna play other games they played the second half, they might actually struggle against better teams. They have to keep the intensity at a high level, but I'm guessing because they realized that Russia wasn't really that threatening, they also kind of didn't ever apply pressure or soak up pressure as well as they did. Because there was no pressure to soak up, right? And yeah, that's why I guess they kind of it kind of seemed underwhelming for them. So yeah. As for man of the match, I would say it goes to Meunier. I did say in the first half that Carrasco was all over the field, but Meunier did play pretty well, both defensively and offensively. He was quite a threat on the right side of the field. He got a goal, he got an assist towards the end. But you can't really, I mean, man of the match, you could also say was Lukaku getting 2 goals, but I would say Meunier was number 1, and second probably is going to go to Lukaku. And then third, it's either, like, Vertonghen, until he got subbed out, was really solid, I feel like, as well as Alderweireld. Also Boyata playing quite solid, but I think out of the 3, Vertonghen was the most safe, since he also helped with the build-up play. And yeah, I would say Meunier, Lukaku, and Vertonghen are my man of the match. Russia, though, I would say they do have energy in them. They do have that spirit, and they did show it. They were trying to do things. It's just they couldn't ever, produce anything from their tries, which, you have to do that. If you want to win games, you got to produce, and they just didn't produce, and that was pretty much all there was to it. And yeah, that was Group A and B for today. Some interesting games, some very shocking moments. One of the probably most shocking moment I've witnessed in football. Like, shocking to a sense that it actually was, not football related. It was actually kind of crazy. It was really shocking for me, for sure. I hope all of you guys who were watching the game weren't too traumatized by it, because there's definitely reason to be like stressed about it or shocked about it. And if you are, feel free, like, just talk to someone, talk to your parents, talk to your friends about it, because it is something very serious. The topic of death, and it's always going to be on your mind after something like this. So if you're having trouble with coping your thoughts with the game of Denmark versus Finland, just get some help, get some support. It's not wrong to do something like this. So yeah, with that dark note, I'm gonna just end the video and say I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more football content, and I'll see you soon.